Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness some scenes from the next attraction to play this theater. This picture, truly one of the most unusual ever filmed, contains scenes which under no circumstances should be viewed by anyone with a heart condition or anyone who is easily upset. We urgently recommend that if you are such a person or the parent of a young or impressionable child now in attendance, that you and the child leave the auditorium for the next 90 seconds.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning into the Video Nasty Project. Thank you for watching. We are going to be reviewing a film called There Was a Little Girl, also known as And When She Was Bad, or Madhouse is the name of the film. It's about twin sisters, one of which is a twisted sister who's not going to take it. Stop that. Ow. Tune into watch the trailer. It didn't have to hit me that hard.
Please, help me get out of here. We can start over. Just the two of us.
Our party is just beginning. You can't leave yet.
You're not still afraid of her after all these years? The stories you used to tell.
They were not stories.
And you're frightened? What of?
On her birthday, she had this special ceremony.
Soon it will be our birthday again. Remember how we used to celebrate, sister dear?
No.
Remember what I did? How it hurt? I will make it hurt again. I'll make you suffer what I've suffered here. Run! You'll never get away from me.
Julia, what is it?
I told you I shouldn't come. I told you.
Now, what is it? What's happened? She tried to do what? What are you talking about?
I know there was a dog in my apartment last night.
Are you sure it wasn't a nightmare? Now, you know how you used to have them, those dreams about dogs attacking you, the way you'd wake up screaming.
Sweetheart, the idea that your sister would sig her dog on your friends is a little bit off the wall.
They keep acting like I'm seeing things, like I'm making it all up, like I'm crazy.
Look, honey.
Do you think I'm crazy, Helen?
There's a light on in the ruin.
It's a big camera. Thanks, I'll get it.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
You want your little kitty? Here he is!
Dog. Good boy.
Hello.
We just got done seeing Madhouse. Yes. So the story is about a school teacher who works with deaf kids in Savannah, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And so Julia, she also has a twin sister. Now, of course, as these sort of things go, you've got your good sister and the evil sister. And evil sister, she's got like some sort of elephant man disease, and like, so she's got all these legions and deformities and crazy shit going on with her, and she's got like scoliosis, she's all hunched over. So basically she's turning into the Hunchback of Notre Dame, while the good sister is beautiful and everything she's not.
Yeah. That is actually a descriptive in the film, that the gal, she's horribly disfigured, scoliosis, and what. But when you actually see the actress, she's not really hunched over at any time.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of camera angle tricks so that you can't see that they've done a minimal amount of makeup on.
Because they have two different actresses. They're not actually twins.
They're not twins at all in real life.
Different hair color, obviously different face structure, but they play it off that you don't really get a look at them either or at the same time.
Yeah.
And so you've got the father, who is actually a father. He's got a priest, caller, religion, amen, father. And he goes to Julia and says, hey, your sister has this terrible, terrible disease. She's bedridden. She's in a sanitarium. You need to come and make your peace with her because she very well might die from this. And Julia's like, oh, I don't want to because she was a real cunt to me. Okay, fine. I'll go make peace. She goes to the sanitarium and evil sister's like, yeah, and pretty much doesn't make peace with her.
Lots of promises. Remember what I used to do to you when we were kids? I'm going to do it to you again. I mean, that...
Because she was a real cunt when she was, when they were kids. They would, like, flick matches at her. She was domineering.
Well, let's look at the very opening of the film for the title sequence.
Oh, yeah.
You see two girls, and one girl is sitting in a chair all peaceful, and then one standing next to it rocking her, and then there's music, da-da-da-da-da, and then the one who's standing there suddenly has a rock in her hand and starts bashing the face in of the one in the chair.
Is that an event that really happened? Is it just kind of a surreal nightmare? We don't know, but it starts the movie off really strong.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing is that Mary, the crazy sister, had a dog that she would torment Julia with.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old evil Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Julia, she freaks out and leaves the sanitarium, gets the hell away. Goes back to her life. And her birthday is in like 5 days.
Yeah.
So we catch the next couple of days of her life as she's going through her life. She's teaching her students. She's got a teacher's pet, Sasha, one of the deaf kids that she's taken a shine to. There's the crazy landlady who is this deep, deep south. She's got a very Southern Belle accent. She's all, oh, hi, honey.
But other than that, she's not very stereotypical.
No, she's not crazy or anything. She's just very Southern Belle.
Yeah.
There's the Japanese handyman who hangs around and is a walking stereotype, basically.
Oh,
and
yeah.
eccentric. And eccentric.
On the other hand, like, the way the guy talks is just like, I'm not sure whether he's a racist stereotype or if he's just an ESL actor.
I don't really think it was
enthusiastic.
So we follow Julia through her life for the next couple of days, and then her evil twin sister escapes from the sanitarium and then goes on a murderous rampage with her and her dog. Sasha gets killed, the handyman gets killed, the
guard from the hospital gets killed.
The guard from the hospital.
When she escapes.
So we follow Julia to her birthday, which... Here comes the big twist ending. All of a sudden, it's not evil twin sister that's crazy. It's the father. It's priesty father dude.
The uncle.
The uncle. He goes and kills the landlady and takes her to the Julia's birthday party. And so he kills the landlady, takes her down into the basement of the house, and starts setting up the birthday party. So there's the birthday party with all the dead people, all the candles, the crazy Uncle John, and Julia tied up in the chair. Which then her boyfriend comes back and basically cuts her loose. They have a fight. The priest gets killed. And pretty much everybody winds up dying. And then Julia collapses on the stairs after being attacked again by her sister. And that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell.
I have to say, when I initially started to watch the film, I was finding myself distracted while I was watching it.
I did too.
But initially, from the first 30 minutes, and then having a whole day for only that 30 minutes to digest, I'm like, oh God, is the rest of the film going to be like this?
But then it takes off.
It has good writing. It has really good set design and layout. The music is almost always good.
I can't remember the actual name of the house. If you could actually probably Google most haunted house in Savannah, Georgia, and this house will turn up on the list because this is the location where they shot the movie.
Which was an actual morgue.
Yeah, so it's all location. I mean, obviously some set dressing occurred within the house, but it's a location shot. It's film. Everything is in that house.
And the director, I mean, he's got a great eye. Like, when the landlady gets killed, there's this, it's behind a sheet, so you see this kind of shadow silhouette thing.
This is something that runs in contrast to the handyman's death. You see him die. You see how he dies.
And the
Mary plunges a knife into his chest, and you see it.
Yeah.
But here, the father, silhouetted behind a sheet, knife into the landlady. I was like, very stylishly done. Mm-hmm. It cuts down on the need for special effects.
No blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. The killing of the friend Helen, another teacher, is also fairly graphic and bloody and horrific. But on the other hand, when they kill the kid, Sasha, it's completely off camera.
That's the only death I didn't like. I think it wasn't very effective. It's kind of so Sasha is in the park playing with the Frisbee, and, oh, hi, nice doggy, and it's a pretty good fake out. And then the real doggy shows up and all, and then you cut to an ambulance straight away like that. And you don't really get a sense of continuity if something bad has happened. I mean, it kind of, if you were going to do it's very effective to not imply, not show, but I would have put him behind a bush and maybe growls and screams or something.
There's that, yes, but the other element that doesn't help with this quick jump is that the dummy corpse on the gurney being loaded into the ambulance is an adult-sized body, and Sasha
is a kid,
is a half adult-sized kid.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, huh? Who died?
That death didn't work for me. But generally, as a rule, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree.
Actually, let's do this bit. What was your favorite death?
The handyman.
What was your favorite death?
My favorite death?
Your favorite death out of the movie.
With one thing about it that made me go, what? The sequence, the first dog killing. It set the tone. It let everybody know the dog is an issue. Yeah. Expect more.
All right, I'm going to have to go with the landlady being killed. I thought it was very slick, very stylish, very... The movie tries to be a giallo, but not really. It's definitely more of a slasher flick, but this is a very strong giallo influence. This is a very stylish and slick death.
Everything leading up to her death, specifically, she realizes that she's helped Father James carry the corpse of the security guard into the house for the party. And she's like, I gotta get out of here. Oh, no, you're invited. And she's like, and a panic runs into the house. And everything leading up to her because it's a multi-story house, she's going floor by floor, her panicked trying doors, trying to get out, and the father is just casually climbing the stairs, singing childhood nursery songs.
I thought the use of the Old King Cole was really fucking effective. Oh my God. Definitely. This guy was totally unhinged, and it was just coming after you. Holy shit, that was scary.
I think this is where it gets away from it not being a giallo. It's really... He set in motion to make a film that was going to cater to the American audience.
Why else would you shoot it in America?
Yeah. Well, there are actual literal proper giallos that were shot in America.
Oh, fair enough.
Another thing I liked about this is that the landlady made some very sensible decisions on how to cover where she was going. Like, she takes off her shoe and puts it on the stairs like it fell off when she was going up, and she hides on that floor.
The only reason she got caught was because she was betrayed by the door.
Yeah.
This squeaky door just kind of swung open on its own accord.
Yeah, old houses, if you don't latch a door, the door is likely to swing open. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened. And it made Father James go, oh, excuse me?
Wait a minute.
And that whole bit, because it fakes you out in regards to it shows her underneath the bed, and in the background, she's in the foreground, Father James in the background. He walks past the door and out and away. And then it focuses on her, and she's kind of got that, okay, maybe I'm safe. And the knife blade.
But he's not trying to kill her. He's just trying to antagonize her because it comes down very slowly.
Very slowly. And she's like, she's like, oh shit.
And they do that same sort of thing again in a different Heidi place. Where she's gone back to her apartment, she's in her chair and she's relaxing, and then you realize that he's rocking the chair that she's sitting in.
And that realization as it slowly dawns on her face as she's going back and forth of, fuck, I'm dead. And he's just like, the chase is over. Bam. Really, really fucking effective sequence.
Yeah. Now here's a bit that was a bit where I was expecting something. Helen is in a man's button-down shirt, and apparently that's really all she's wearing. And that's why I had this whole moment of, okay, the gratuitous shots of tits are going to happen here. No tits. I actually was expecting it, and nope, didn't happen.
Nope.
And I was actually happy. Wow, somebody who could put a film, good story, everything, and we don't need breasts. It's unnecessary.
I thought it was interesting that all the cast was all American.
Yes.
And it wasn't unique for Italian movies, not dubbed. It was all their actual voices.
Yes, this was not shot MOS.
And the acting was really, really good. Oh my God, it was spot on.
Almost all the acting was really well done.
There's only two instances where there was a character problem, where somebody obviously was a extra. You have some dialogue, but their strength wasn't acting, and that was the unknown woman driving the pickup. We only see her once with the pickup truck, and an ongoing argument. He's offloading bags out of the back of the truck. She's helping, and they're just bickering back and forth. He's like, "Get back in the truck! You don't know how to drive!" Blah.
One thing about that scene that was kind of neat was this wonderful long tirade that he does in Japanese about her, and while he's carrying stuff into the apartment, he's just like,
let me guess, the other one was probably the cab driver.
The cab driver.
He seemed kind of indifferent.
Yeah, I almost wanted to believe, because the bulk, you actually do see him facing the camera, and you see that he's speaking. I almost had the impression that they were dubbing the voice in, because his back is to the camera almost the entire time. You don't see that it's him talking, and the voice was just.
It seemed like
not right.
It seemed like to me that they grabbed an actual cabbie.
They might have.
They might have done. I mean, to be fair, these really crappy acting parts, they were 10 seconds, 20 seconds. They had nothing to do at all.
There is one other thing that I mean, you paused the film because you were like, wait a minute. Julia, boyfriend, they're at the church in the father's office, and they're talking about there might have been a dog in the house, and are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm not crazy. I mean, this is what's going on. And out of nowhere, Tony hits pause.
And I'm all like, what the fuck is a menorah doing on his desk? Because I don't know nothing about religion, but I can tell he's some sort of Catholic dude and not a Jew.
Yeah.
But then you look over to a little bit to the left of the menorah, and there's like a cross. And then between the cross and the menorah, there's a fucking skull.
There's a skull.
Yeah, like a skull.
So I suspect what happened was that the director just went to the grip and said, "Hey man, we need to dress the set. Please go down to the Value Village and here's $10. Go buy me some religious ornaments." And he just said, "Boom, boom, 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 got this," and just dressed it with whatever the fuck he could get his hands on.
Yeah,
because everything else in the priest's office actually makes sense. He's got a picture of Jesus up on the wall. He's got a actual crucifix on the back
behind
shelf behind him. Everything else makes sense except for the skull and the menorah.
Yeah, I mean, obvious, and one of the things that clued me that this is obvious. This is a situation where they put a set together, but in looking at the wall in the background, it's in the house that they shot in. They just allocated a room. This is the father's office, but it was just It's like, and it's like the right. I looked into the background of the guy who wrote this film, Piranha 2.
He did Piranha 2. He did Enter the Door, the Exorcist knockoff. That's really, really good. He did The Visitor. He's done a bunch of stuff.
The guy actually has enough who he is in real life, knows religion. So you are right. I totally am with you on that.
He just says, dress my fucking set, I don't care. Get it done. I've got to get this shot done by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Why they couldn't shoot in the actual priest's office, I don't know. Because
they did use a real church.
Yeah, there was a fairly long sequence in the main room of a church when the preacher is doing a sermon.
A very directed sermon.
Yeah, that's
because I know he's vicious. He's going on about sisters must love one another. It is obvious he's trying to put Julia down.
Which then, if you think about it, hey, wait a minute, he's actually barking mad. So that's obviously a ploy to get her off her game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, talking about the scripting and stuff, very, how well done it was. I was always guessing, it's like, so is this some sort of psychic connection between the sister and the evil sister? Was it kind of a Corsican brother sort of thing?
And Julia even makes the comment.
Yes, she
I know what she feels. I know what she knows. But she obviously didn't.
But then, when evil sister escapes, Julia is like overcome with like vapors, and then you cut to the jerky camera, leaving what it looks like a sanitarium.
Yeah.
So there is some sort of psychic thing. There isn't. You mentioned a little bit earlier how that maybe the twin sister really isn't up to anything, and it's really all in Julia's mind.
Yeah.
There's like the beginning of the credit sequence where she's smashing the rock with her face. Who's doing the smashing? Who's receiving the smashing? Yeah. We don't know. Is Julia really mad?
Yeah.
We don't know. So that was really effective stuff.
Well, also there's the scene at the very end after Julia kills the Padre, and she's standing there all covered in blood, and she's got the hatchet. Her boyfriend is like, and he's trying to get the axe from her.
Very slowly walking forward, Julia, and she drops it.
To put the cherry on this confusion sundae, they end with this quote. Life differs from the play only in this. It has no plot. All is vague, disconnected, until the curtain drops with the mystery unsolved. By Bernard Shaw. So the director's like, I'm yanking your chain. Who the fuck knows what's going on? So
yeah, because Father James has stabbed Mary in the back, killing her, and there's a reason why I do that, because the last scene, Julia collapses at the base of the stairs where Father James has posed Mary's body, and out of nowhere, Mary jumps up and grabs Julia, and then collapses. And in death,
you'll never be free of me, or something like that.
Yeah, you'll never be free.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's not over. I'm like, and then the quote, which you thankfully read, it's like,
you're sitting there going, what the hell is this all about?
Is it totally possible that Father James mind fucked Mary while she was in the hospital to the point, I think, where Mary thought he brainwashed Mary and then he brainwashed Julia?
This is certainly possible.
He's the guy behind it all, and he brainwashed the two of them to pit them against one another.
So yeah, shockingly, this has a lot of layers to it.
The guy's freaking brilliant. To the point of, I would almost dare to say, no, not at a Hitchcock level, but he delivered a Hitchcock-worthy movie, in my opinion. And that's praise.
Especially with the various plot twists. I mean, here we are, we got this whole setup that Mary is the killer, and then the second that Father James unzips the bag and you see the corpse of the guard inside, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
it's not her.
You immediately start doubting. Like, wait a minute. Did Mary kill the Japanese? Wasn't it Mary who killed the Japanese guy? We didn't see
get a good
face.
look.
It's only from behind.
But there was a glove.
That's the constant. We're always seeing the knit cotton gray glove Mary is wearing, but we see Father James, quite deliberately putting them on as he goes to chase the landlady. So I'm just like, oh shit. This is a total psych out. The sister has nothing to do with it.
And then she shows up.
And she's
batshit crazy too. It's like, oh my god, they've been in collusion the whole time.
So is Madhouse nasty?
It's got some things that are shocking. Somebody who might be a little on the more delicate side might go, oh, but no. I mean, the only real graphicness with the dog was the guy's hand coming off, which looked horribly fake.
And you could tell that he had the big dog trainer padding on under his jacket. So.
Well, because quite literally, that was the dog trainer.
Yeah. Was it nasty?
Very minimally so. I would not have put this on a video nasty list. I would not have censored it.
I wouldn't put it on the list. The only thing on there that they bagged the movie for was the dog being drilled to the head. That was it. That was what, from all the research I've done, that was what got the movie on the list. Aside from that, they didn't really care.
And that dog head was so fake looking.
Yeah, anyone with half a brain would be able to say, hey, wait a minute, hold on, that's a fake dog.
Yeah, but we're also dealing with the British film censors, who half a brain is pretty applicable.
All right, so acquitted?
Acquitted.
All right, case dismissed. So, Brad, did you like it?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed it.
Did you like it, Ian?
It's a likable film. I would watch it again. If I was having my own film collection of horror films, and I don't, but if I did, it would be on the shelf.
I enjoyed it. I liked the flick. It did have a little bit of pacing issues occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What some might say pacing issues, others might prescribe to that it's a slow burner.
Yeah, very true.
But it was stylish, it was slick, it kept my interest the whole movie long, so yeah, I give it the seal of approval.
Yeah, as do I. I could definitely give it a thumbs up.
All right, well there you go then. We'll catch you next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in and watching the Video Nasty Project. Hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, we are going to be reviewing the film Mardi Gras Massacre, which, if some of you have been following this, you will recognize as being based on the movie Blood Feast. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at thevideonastyproject@gmail.com. Have a good night.
Here's Johnny.